Hi, welcome to today's video. My name is Paul. So this week I'm going to talk a little bit about my watercolor painting style and some of the changes that I want to introduce and the way I want to push myself in this year, 2026. So on screen you can see a couple of examples. The type of watercolor painting that I do, it's inspired by Impressionism and minimalism and abstraction and modern art in general. And while I don't dislike this style, I just feel as though I have to keep sort of pushing myself and trying different things. One of the things that I am becoming more interested in recently is symbolism. So symbolism in art, it wasn't limited just to painting, of course, it was also in literature. An example of a symbolist painting by Gauguin, you can see this one on screen. The composition, the elements, the colors, they're not random, they all have a meaning behind them. They're symbols for other things. That's one thing that interests me. Another thing is this sort of ukiyo-e print, this Japanese style woodblock print. And I think they're very, very good at capturing the essence of the seasons, the weather, things like that. And these are the sort of influences that I want to tie in to my own style of watercolor painting as much as possible. And they're not unrelated in my sense anyway. So for example, symbolism in landscape painting can include the elements, the weather. The weather can represent different things. It can symbolize different things. So I said the ukiyo-e prints were very good at capturing the feeling of weather and season. So I'm trying to learn from them and then include that into my watercolor paintings, and with the idea that different seasons, different elements, weather, they can symbolize other things. So it's partly being influenced by other things like ukiyo-e, and partly also thinking about what I'm trying to do, thinking a bit deeper about the paintings that I'm doing. There is a danger with this, if you like. There are at least potential problems with this. One of the things I think I have been able to do is to create spontaneous, loose watercolor style. And I've been able to do that mainly through not thinking very much about what I'm doing, not planning things out, just sort of spontaneously doing them. So my concern with this new approach is, it's possible to lose that spontaneity. If you start doing sketches and planning ideas and things and then trying to reproduce those in a final painting, everything sort of slows down, you lose that spontaneity, and my main concern is that I would lose something that I don't want to lose from my paintings. So my main challenge, I guess, is trying to introduce the new stuff, but at the same time not lose the old stuff that I want to keep. And that's, I guess, everybody's trying to do this, trying to balance things out, and you're trying to push yourself as an artist, but at the same time you don't want to lose things that you've already achieved. In this little painting that you're seeing me doing, the goal here was just to try and capture the essence of this time of year. So I'm recording this sort of in February, late February. I'll probably release the video in early March. But this sort of time of year, winter's coming to an end, spring is getting going. For example, this morning it was bright sunshine for 10 minutes, and then the next 10 minutes it was snowing, and then sun would come out again, and then there was a few showers and then hail. It was just one of those sort of very changeable, and that's quite common at this time of year. The weather changes very quickly. It is getting brighter, the days are getting longer. There is a tiny little bit of heat in the sun, not much, but it's still very cold outside. It's still cold enough for some snow. So that's the idea. That's what I was trying to capture. So I guess what I'm trying to say is I'm just being influenced by other things and trying to think a bit more about the paintings that I'm doing while trying not to lose the spontaneity, trying to keep a balance there. One other thing I would say is experimenting. You probably saw me in this painting using a piece of wood to apply the paint. Obviously not standard in watercolor painting, but you can try other things. What's the worst can happen? It just doesn't work. But you can get different textures and different types of lines and things by using other implements to apply the paint to the paper. So experiment, try different things, be influenced by other art movements and other artists. If you made it this far in the video, thank you for watching, listening, and hopefully see you again in next week's video.